welcome to my home farm. Today we're going to be reviewing 2 water fountains from Petsafe and a cat laser toy. So Petsafe recently got in touch with us and asked us if we would like to try some of their products. So we selected 2 water fountains and a cat laser toy because we have 2 cats. We have never tried water fountains with either of them, and we thought, okay, let's give this a go because obviously hydration for cats is really important. In fact, we had a cat many years ago who had a hydration problem, and that led to all number of health issues. So we know ourselves just how important it is for your pets to stay hydrated. So we chose 2 different types of water fountain. Both of them were ceramic, which for us is really important. We just think it's more durable, it's more environmentally friendly, and it's just healthier for the pets to be drinking from a ceramic bowl rather than a plastic bowl. So that's our preference as pet owners. One of them is just a stream, so it's just the water is gently flowing over a ceramic dome, and the other one is an actual fountain, so it actually does come out and then it flows over the top and creates the noise. You might be able to hear it in the background. We've got one on that side and one on that side. They're similar and they look similar. When you see them on the website you think they're quite similar, but they're actually very different in actual practice. And obviously the water fountain is obviously a lot more audible than the stream. So when you unpack the water fountains, you get pretty much the same kit, honestly. You get the pump and you get a filter, and then it just plugs in, and they're exactly the same cord or cable, which was interesting. So literally the only difference was the actual ceramic bowl and the design of that. The stream bowl is about 1.8 litres of water, and the fountain holds about 2 litres of water. So you might just want to think about the volume of water that you need for your requirements. So for example, if you're working away from home regularly, or you're doing long shifts and you want to make sure that your water fountain doesn't run out of water, obviously a higher volume might be better for you. So it was quite interesting, but visually you can't really tell a difference between the 2 of them. They kind of look the same size. The ceramic is really nice because it's really easy to clean. You can just take it to the sink and give it a nice rinse out and wash it really easily. It doesn't get slimy or sludgy or anything. And the pump seems to be very nice and stable and durable. It seems to be working really well. We've had them both plugged in now for a month, I think. A month. And I do clean it out once a week. And it really cleans out really easily. So you just take it apart and rinse it under the tap. Do not put washing liquid into the filter or into the spongy bit. You don't want any chemicals in there. Literally just rinse it under some running water and it cleans out really nicely.
When you walk past them, because of the color, you can actually see the dirt, so if there's any fur in there. Or if there's any, the charcoal actually comes out of the filter, you can see it at the bottom. So it prompts you to actually just take it, clean it. You said it's actually quite easy.
They both come with a charcoal filter, and it doesn't say this in the instructions, but I would personally recommend that before you actually put the filter in for the first time of using, just take the filter and actually just run it for a good 10 to 20 seconds under some water, running water at the tap. You'll actually see a lot of black come out because that's the first instance that the charcoal has had water contact. So kind of it runs the water black, and then within about 10 seconds it runs it clear. But it is worth doing that because if you don't do it, then any charcoal dust that's inside there, the very first use, you put it into the filter, fill it up with water, put it on the ground, and suddenly the water goes black. So it is just advisable to do that.
So between the 2 bowls, as we mentioned, they're around 4 litres between the 2 of them. We've got 2 cats, and we're probably refilling the bowls twice a week.
And we're refilling it with pre-filtered water. So the water that we actually take from the tap, we actually filter it for ourselves in a filter jug. So we're actually topping up from that filter jug. So it's almost like the cats are getting a double filtration process from their water, which I think is really important. And I've got to say, I do think that, for example, Olive, she is quite fussy about water, especially if it's coming from a tap. She won't drink from taps. I think she can smell the chlorine quite a lot. Whereas Leopold, he just loves water, and he loves moving water. We know this because he's constantly the cat that wants to get into the sink, into the kitchen sink, into the bathroom sink, into showers, into bathtubs. If there's been water running in anything, he will jump up and try and get that water. And then if you actually leave the tap on, or if the hose pipe is on, he'll actually go over and try and play with the moving water. So we knew that he was that kind of cat. So we knew that the fountain that actually overflows would actually appeal to him. And sure enough, it did. Within 5 seconds of us plugging it in, he was straight over to it, sniffing it, looking at it, playing with it, dipping his paw in it, and he really loves that. Olive has never shown any interest in moving water. She's not interested in taps or showers or bathtubs or anything like that. And it's been really interesting because she's never shown that interest. I was intrigued to see whether she would go over to the water fountain with the moving water, and she didn't. She's not interested in it at all. In fact, she actually only drinks from the stream water, the stream fountain. So my only advice for a cat owner is that if you've got a cat and you know that it likes a lot of moving water, then I would probably go for the fountain that's got that sound and that interaction. And if you know your cat's really not interested in moving water, just go for the stream one. That would be my only kind of advice. Also, it's just worth saying that the size of both of the ceramic bowls is big enough for both cats to comfortably drink at the same time. So some bowls you can get can be quite small, and then you're kind of almost creating that queuing system where that each cat or each pet has to go one at a time because they would want to be in each other's faces. But these are actually quite large, so we've actually had both cats approach the fountain together, and they feel they've got enough space and to comfortably drink at either side by themselves. With the cats that we've always had, they've kind of resisted change. They don't really like change being pushed on them very quickly, so they like to have a gradual change. So with this instance, what we did was we actually kept their old water bowls in position, topped up as normal, kept them going for about a week to 10 days, while we still had the new bowls and the water fountains going, and then kind of gradually just stopped filling up the old water bowls and then gradually removed them. And that seems to have worked really well as a way of actually transitioning the cats over to the water fountains. My only point of improvement that could be made is that when you get it, you've got 2 cables that connect to each other. So you've got the power socket with your 3-point pin on, which goes into the wall. Then that goes into a cable, and then that almost goes into a jack, if you like.
Yeah, like a connector.
A connector. And then from the water bowl, you've got your pump and then a cable that comes out of there. And then those two connect to each other. That connection, unfortunately, happens kind of near the plug end.
It's on the wrong side.
It's on the wrong side. So it's when you initially get it out, you don't think anything of it. But actually, when you put it on the ground, it's actually kind of a bit annoying. But when you want to change the water and clean the bowl, you want to pick up the bowl and you want to just disconnect that bit right there at the bowl end, so that you can just take the bowl away and clean it and then come back and connect it again. Unfortunately, because it's connected at the other end, if you've got that cable running maybe underneath a table or behind a sofa or anywhere behind a coffee table or something, a side table, you've got to take the bowl out,
slide it forward,
follow the cable all the way back to the connection point that might be under a sofa or behind something, and then try and pull it out, and then kind of pull the whole thing. And then when you walk to the kitchen sink with the bowl, you've got this long trail of cable with you. That would be my only real bit of criticism, is that I really hope they can improve that by just simply moving that connection point all the way down to really close to the bowl, so that you can just easily connect it or disconnect it as and when you want to move the bowl. That would be my only thing.
All in all, I think they've been a big hit with the cats. They only drink from the fountains now. Leopold, as we mentioned, still prefers the moving water. Olive prefers to go to the actual stream one. But they've been enjoying it. And generally speaking, just looking at the build of these particular ceramic bowls, I think this is, as you said, a one-time purchase because they are durable, they are very well made. The only thing that could potentially go wrong is the actual pump might break, but that wouldn't be a very expensive thing to fix. So once you've invested in these, I think you're going to have them for a very long time.
So the other thing we tried out was the cat laser toy, and we wanted something that would just be really stimulating for the cats, more for the winter period of time when you've got really long, dark, cold days and the cats are indoors and they're just getting a bit bored. In the summer, our cats are outside and spending a lot of time in the garden, so they're getting all that exercise and stimulation outside. The only thing I would say about laser toy that hadn't really occurred to me before we actually got it and turned it on was that obviously in the daytime you can barely see it because daytime. It's really, really good for evenings or night times. As we're going up to bed and we're gathering our things, we actually come over to the laser toy and actually turn the laser toy on. And the cats have got, they like it so much and they're so used to it that now when they see us getting ready for bed, both cats go to the laser toy, sit next to it and look at the laser toy waiting for it to come on. So we turn the laser toy on and then it stays on. We're upstairs brushing our teeth, getting ready for bed. And it just gives the cats that period of time to just lose that a little bit of extra energy before they go to bed. Leopold prefers it more than Olive.
I was skeptical. I mean, I didn't think that either of the cats would really get into it. I actually thought Olive would be more into it than Leopold, and it's turned out that Leopold's one that really loves playing with it. It's 15 minutes, I think, that when you actually switch it on. He runs around, he jumps. They're always trying to catch this laser dot. There's also a really cool feature with it is that if you're going out to work and you want to keep your cats entertained or exercising, there is actually a day feature. So you basically turn it on, and I think it comes on for 15 minutes every hour. So, it doesn't run for like 8 hours solid where, you're going to come back and your cat's absolutely exhausted. It is actually running for 15 minutes at a time. So it does keep them engaged and entertained for portions of the day.
Olive has very quickly cottoned on to the fact that she's never going to catch this red dot, so why bother? So she likes to sit there. She's intrigued when it first comes on and she does a couple of pats with her paw like that, and then she just kind of goes, oh yeah. This is never going to happen. So then she just likes to sit there and watch it. And yeah, Leopold, he's just adamant that one day he will get this red dot. So he gets really into it. What's nice about it as well is that the way that it's designed, so it can either sit on a counter and aim down at the floor, or it has a loop which can go onto a door handle. So we've put it onto the door handle. And
the higher that you actually put it up, the bigger range it's actually got. So if you really want your cats to get a good workout, try and put it a bit higher up. But from the door handle, I would probably say it's about a meter and a half that it kind of swirls around. And that's enough to just keep them running and chasing.
Yeah. So overall, I would definitely recommend both water fountains. I think that even though they are of a slightly higher price point, they are really worth it. They're really nice. They're well made. They seem durable. And I really like the fact that they're ceramic. I think that obviously just choose which one is going to be better for your cat. But I think that once you've got them, I think it's really nice. It's a really good way of encouraging your cat to have a drink regularly and to have a fresh drink, and obviously it does save on having to constantly keep refilling the water. The cat laser toy is great because I think also would make a really good gift for someone, especially at Christmas if you want a stocking filler. It's just a really nice kind of gift to get someone that you know that the toy is not going to get destroyed within the first 5 minutes. It actually is going to stay entertaining the pet for a long time.
So I hope that you found this video useful and interesting. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button below, and we'll see you in our next video. Thanks for watching.